So you guys, I am back, and today we are going to make homemade sausages using seitan. And here are some of the ingredients you would need. I'm just missing my paprika. I was at the store and we just thought we had some in the cabinet, but somehow it just disappeared. So you're gonna need your not chicken bouillon cubes. This is how I make my chicken broth. It's not made from chicken, but it's seasoned. The seasoning tastes just like chicken. Then you're gonna need this sauce here. I always mess up the name of it, Worcestershire sauce. If I'm not saying it correctly, excuse me. You know what it is. Liquid aminos. You're gonna need sage, the fennel seed, Cajun seasoning, garlic powder, thyme, your crushed red peppers, your black pepper, your Italian seasoning, and your sea salt. And here's my bag of seitan. After you get your ingredients together, I like to make bags of these. By the way, I got this from a mother-like figure of mine. Her name is Miss Marva, and she taught me how to make a lot of different things in the kitchen. But yeah, I love the way she was so organized, and she had all her ingredients in one bag. And she labeled it. I haven't labeled this yet, but once you label it, you can put it away till you're ready to use it, so it won't take up a lot of time. So make sure, because I forgot to tell you, just make sure you have a steamer or something, you know, that you can put your sausages in once they're ready, so that they can steam. You don't want to drop them in the boiling water. I just put something together because I thought I had a steamer. I guess I don't. So what I'm gonna do is add water to the bottom of this pot here, and this came from my rice cooker. It's a steamer that goes on top, so I'm just gonna throw that on top of there. Sometimes you just gotta make it work, you know. This is what I do in my kitchen. I don't know about you guys. So I'm gonna just place those rows of sausages here, and I'm gonna let them steam until they swell all up. And when they swell up, they're pretty much ready. So we'll get back to that next. So this is my bag of ingredients that I'm gonna need to use when making my sausages. I will give you all the ingredients of what you need to put in this bag. I'm gonna give you all the measurements now for these ingredients. And I'm going to keep it simple because you're going to get creative after you make your first batch. You know what you like in yours. You know if you want to add more peppers to make it spicy or not, or whatever you might choose. So on the sage, you want half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of fennel seed, a half a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning, a half a teaspoon of the crushed red peppers, a half a teaspoon of the Cajun seasoning, a half a teaspoon of thyme, a half a teaspoon of this garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of sea salt. Now, when I made my first batch, I realized I wanted more spicy. So I went back and I added more crushed red peppers and the spicy seasonings. I normally have paprika, but I didn't get any today because I thought I had some in the cabinet, but I did not. So it would have been a half a teaspoon of that. And you want a cup of your say 10. So all those seasonings are in this bag here that I'm going to add to the broth once I get ready to cook it. So next thing, you want to make your broth. So when you're making your nacho chicken broth, you only need a half a cube for 1 cup. And with this in this recipe, you're only going to need a cup. So we're going to use a half of this cube here. So we're going to take this cup of water here, 1 cup of water. And a half a cube of the bouillon cube. You're gonna let that boil, become broth, and stir. The next thing to add to your broth is your liquid aminos. You want to add a teaspoonful of that. After your broth is done, you can do 2 tablespoons of this. Alright, you guys, this boiling broth here, I'm going to now take it off the eye and put my bag of ingredients in the bowl. Now this stuff gets really, really sticky because of the wheat gluten. Alright, now I'm going to add my broth. As soon as you add this, you got to really be quick with it and start stirring because it gets real thick. Make sure you take your rings off, wash your hands and stuff because it's going to get real thick and I need my hands. So I'm going to cut it off and get this done for you. I'm just rolling these up and placing them in the foil. You have to do it really quick because this stuff gets real sticky. I'm trying to roll it. Keep in mind, you do small ones because when you put them in the steamer, they're going to swell up. So you don't really need much. Now I'm just placing these into the pan, the steamer. Like I told y'all, I made this steamer up. It's gonna work regardless. What it is boiling water in a pot, and I put this steamer on top, and I'm just gonna cover it. And I'm gonna turn it on low, probably about 4, and let them cook. Guys, it's been 40 minutes in the steamer. I'm going to try and take one of them out just to see if it's ready. And let it cool off first. What? Give me a second. Let me unravel this. Alright. I have unraveled it, and this is what the sausage looks like. And now, it's a good texture too. And now you just fry it until it get golden brown. It'll look brown on both sides. But this is it. This is your homemade sausage. So I'm gonna prepare the skillet to fry the sausage. And I'm gonna use olive oil, just a little bit. You can see it's getting a little brown. So now that it is done, you can chop it up, eat it, put it on a bun. You can make them into shredded pieces and put it on pizza or whatever. But this is your sausage. Some people, if you're not used to it, you have to get used to a different texture. If you're into, just eating meat. It might, just because you know what it is and you cooked it, it might take you a minute to get used to that texture, but I love it. It's great. Versali, you want to try this?
All right. It's good.
It don't sound very convincing.
It's good, right?
I know, I tried it. Thank you. And that's all for now. Alright, this is the rest of the batch. That batch, it could have made more. Like some of these are kind of thick. You could have stretched them out, but I did. Like this one is smaller. I like them this size here. But I kind of just stuck with what I had. And now I'm letting the sausages cook. That's your homemade sausages from scratch. Alright, I just added some onion. This is the part where you get a little creative and just start making it into whatever dish you want to make it into. Add some onions. If you want to toss some barbecue sauce or something else on top of it, go ahead. Do what you want to do with it. But I'm going to stop here and finish it out.